Hello people of the internet, it's Needle here and welcome back to Drangleic. Last time out we ascended Sinner's Rise, or descended Sinner's Rise I suppose you would say, and we took on the tragic women who lived at the end there who housed their first great soul of the playthrough. Today we're heading in a different direction or two on our way to a second great soul and also our choice weapon for the playthrough. But before we go any further, let's talk to a little compatriot of mine in my home country. This is Benhart. He's got a pretty interesting story with him, and he's also a pretty nice dude, so let's hear what he has to say.
Have you business with me? The way yonder is all blocked up, you see, by this god-awful statue. Heavens above! Who thought it a good idea to put it there? Oof, I'm in quite the pickle now. See that statue? Gives me the willies. You stare at it for long enough, it starts to look alive. It just doesn't seem quite right. There are no craftsmen round these parts. Hey, you don't think a real live person was turned to stone, do you?
Unfortunately, Benhart, that's exactly what I think has happened. In the original version of the game, I think those lines are kind of a lot bit more poignant because there's not as many people turned to stone as in this version of the game. What's this? This is a homeward bone and a life gem. I don't know about a lot of you guys, but I can speak from personal experience and say that Benhart's accent is bang on for my area. I know I sound a little bit posher on the mic, but believe me, whenever I'm not talking into this thing, I don't sound too dissimilar from the guy. So in this room, in both rooms, you're actually going to find some sort of weird swamp guys. I want to take them down as quickly as possible because we're about to get trapped in a couple of different ways. This guy's a little bit more aggressive. See there, as you can see from the sort of weapon that's holding, that will drop a lot of poison on you very quickly, so be careful with that. Now, the idea is, you take a fragrant branch, you help this woman, she tumbles over here, you're her saviour, you pull this button, this door opens, that door closes, all these enemies come running out and an enemy comes through there and you're trapped and you need to protect this woman and basically survive and get through the end. If you want to sort of trick that, you can, hopefully. Yes, we have some fire bombs. Do we also have witching urns or anything? We don't seem to, so I'll need to get very, very lucky. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but we'll go for it anyway. Not close enough. Maybe? No. Okay. Never mind then. If you have a magic character, I think you can actually stand over here with the binoculars and also shoot. All you need to do is break that door. If you break that door, then all the enemies will come rushing out without you actually having to trigger the trap. And you can run down here and take them all on out here in the open where you've got more space. We're going to have to take our chances here. Also, do we have any useless... Yeah, we've got plenty of useless stuff. Okay. What we're going to have to do here, let's use this fragrant branch to unlock this young woman. Now she has an interesting relationship with someone we met earlier on in the playthrough, and we'll find all about that whenever she finally gets up on her feet. She also looks like she's wearing barbed wire. That's pretty weird. But anyway, let's hear her voice. Yeah, let's see what she's got to tell us.
I've been petrified, hard to speak. Give me a moment, please.
Well, despite what her voice says, she doesn't look to be in any kind of serious pain. But we don't have a moment, I'm afraid, so just tell us what you're going to tell us.
I'm fine. I think... No. I'm fine. Really, I am. My name is Rosabeth. Thank you so much for rescuing me. You're that traveller. I still haven't thanked you. Well, I'm quite a hand at pyromancy. So perhaps you could consider this my thanks.
Yep, Prism Stone is exactly what I wanted. Thank you so much.
I was attacked and turned to stone, I think. I owe you my life. If you had not come... Oh, I feel shameful wearing these rags. I hate to burden you further, as you've already saved my life. But just look at me. My clothes are in tatters. Do you have any clothing that you could spare? I'll take anything, whatever you don't need. I'm not particular when it comes to apparel. Anything at all will do. Just put it on the ground, and I'll change into it later.
Now that's not pretty true. I think that dialogue must have been written before they actually put this give equipment menu option in. I think you were originally meant to just drop stuff on the ground. But you go into give equipment and just give her absolutely anything. We've got a spare helmet and she'll end up wearing it as well, which is hilarious. So if you think of a funny combination to give her, find the funniest one you can and just drop it on her, because it's pretty funny. We'll give her the Elite Knight Gauntlets just simply because we can buy them again, and the Brigand Gauntlets are probably better with the weight to armour ratio. We're just going to give her a pair of Hull Infantry boots as well. It says it cannot be retrieved, so be aware of that once you give her it, you won't be able to get your stuff back, so don't try and give her any unique stuff, because then you're kind of done yourself out of some good equipment. So yes, and it's not popping up I don't think, but there is an achievement for that. If you're playing on one of the consoles, you'll definitely get it. As you can see here, her main thing is pyromancy. She also offers these magic defense rings between fire defense, lightning defense, dark defense. She also offers the items that boost them. Now, both this ring, the flame quartz ring, and the small orange bar may come in useful for us later on. We're not going to buy any right now, but they might come in useful. Here you have the fire seed. The fire seed is the material that you need to upgrade your pyromancy flame, which Rosabeth also does. Here you see all the pyromancies. So if you're a pyromancer and you haven't picked up any good spells yet, rescue Rosabeth and you'll have everything you need. Fireball, fire orb, combustion. Great combustion is great. I think you can get that eventually. I'm not entirely sure where. Poison mist can be fun. Flash sweat is not really useful. I don't think so. Reduces fire damage, so maybe it will be useful at the same time as the other stuff. And iron flesh, which in Dark Souls 1 was much better. So if you need to have a pyromancy flame to be reinforced, just click on this. You have a fire seed and she'll do it for you. Nothing more. Oh, we do have some stuff to listen to, sorry.
I have my very own teacher. His name is Carillion of the Fold, a famed sorcerer in Melfia, our hometown. I was fascinated by sorcery, and so, well, he's so unique, you see. When he set out for Drang Lake, I couldn't let him go alone. But we were separated, quite early on, I'm afraid.
So you see here that she actually is a student of Carillion, the person we met in No Man's Wharf. Now, because our intelligence or faith isn't high enough, we're not actually going to get the rest of Carillion's dialogue. But you can see here that she absolutely idolises him. She followed him all the way to Drang Lake, pretty much the harshest place on earth, to try and just learn from him and be his student. Yet they were separated pretty early and pretty easily, it would seem. Now, if you actually get Carillion's dialogue, you'll find out this, but because we can't, I'll just explain it right here. Carillion does not share the same sort of sentiment for Rosabeth. He actually not maybe dislikes her, but he just kind of thinks she's a bit of a burden and wish she hadn't come, and she kind of talks pretty disrespectfully about her. And it's very similar to Dark Souls 1 if you've played that, where you meet Griggs, who's a student of, what's his name now? Big Hat Logan. And when you meet Logan, Logan talks very disrespectfully of Griggs and wish he hadn't come with him, but there's a whole sort of dimension to that. If we ever get to that game, I'll explain it in further. But that's basically their relationship.
So very happy for this gift. After I change into this, I'm heading for Majula.
So that was nice of her.
I'm not, but perhaps Majula.
So she's going to head back to Majula to try and find Carillion, which obviously works if you freed Carillion. Once you do it, before you move anything on and activate the trap, speak to Benhart again.
What? Clearing the way was you doing, was it? Didn't think you had it in you, pal. No. That's not like it sounds, no. It was a pleasant surprise, that's all. Name's Benhart. Thanks to you, I can resume my journey. If we share the same path, I'm sure that we are going to meet again. I'll repay my debt to you in battle. I swear it, by my sword. The road ahead's going to be long, but I'm here to help.
So Benhart is now on his own questline, much like Lucatiel and the other one, Pate. He has a storyline which we can follow by summoning him for certain bosses. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to risk it here with Rosabeth. If you wondered why she got petrified in the first place, there is a basilisk behind this door which we're now going to have to fight. So pull this and you'll see that this door now drops. These guys come rushing out and this door starts to open up. So we want to take these guys out as quickly as possible. You see there I picked up some poison build up. And again, the key thing is managing your stamina with these guys really. They can sort of keep swinging and swinging and swinging away at you. So you need to be careful of that. So here comes the basilisk dude. We actually wanted to charge up and he didn't. So now we just slash right through him. He had his chance and he messed it up. So there you go, it's not even a difficult ambush if you're not prepared for it. First thing you do as soon as you come through this door, open this up and get the bonfire. So that's the bonfire now lit. If you come over here, I'm not too sure what's in this chest now. In the original game it was an Estus Flash Shard, it might still be the same. Let's find out. And it is exact same. So we're just going to drink an Estus here. It's not too far from here to the next bonfire, although the walk can be a little bit difficult. Before you head on out, there's doors on each side of this. Now you're going to need to do a little bit of a jump. It's switched. I keep trying to do the Dark Souls 1 and the Bloodborne jump. And there we go. So behind this door is another one of these guys. Let's slash away at him. Is there anything in here to grab? No, there isn't. Now behind door number 2, there's another one of these guys. Slash away, and there it goes. Now, if you're playing the original version of this game, you'll find another one of those guys on this side, and I think that's it. Maybe another 2 of those guys. However, in our version of the game, as we try and fail to jump up that ledge, let's try again. Let's not even try again apparently. Oh my god. Last time I swear. There's nothing big you're missing out on up here anyway. There's an item in this room, I'm sure, so slash, slash, slash. No, there isn't. Okay, there's an item in the last room. If you're playing the original version of the game, it's just another one of those swamp dudes. If you're playing our version of the game, it is a dwarf dude, not unlike Gavlan. Now, be careful of this guy, because he's got a lot of HP, as you can kind of tell. He gets staggered pretty easily with the stone ring. But he has, there's Soul of Proud Knight there in Human Effigy. He has a sort of anvil on a string there, a string that's on a chain, and he swings that around like a proper ball and chain, and it'll cause pretty big damage and knock you back, and you don't want all of that. So long story short, get the stone ring and just stagger him to death. So now we're in the Shaded Woods. The Shaded Woods is the first step on the course to another Great Soul. My least sort of favourite Great Soul, I'll be honest. So this place is kinda all about ambushes in a sense. Not totally, but there's got a lot of enemies just in corners waiting to kind of leap out and cause you a bit of pain. So you got those 2 guys here, but we actually have 2 up there as well. Now those rocks can stagger you and actually cause a wee bit of damage, so try and just draw the enemies out, much like we were doing earlier. You see I got hit with a stone there, it done a little bit of damage. Not a whole lot, but it's frustrating. Don't run up here too fast because there's enemies on that hand side who will aggro and come for you. 2 hard attacks for there, will kill him. Another Faris Lockstone, so that will come in handy. Feel free to use your Estus again here. We only really have one more group of enemies before we're at the next bonfire. In the original game there's not as many, I don't think, as there is this time. You see them here. Just swing away at them here. Try to cause as much damage as you can before they all actually get their weapons out and come for you. And just swing right through them again. Keep it up. Much as the way in Dark Souls 2, just keep swinging. So we have Soul of a Proud Knight again, and a human effigy. So run through here, there's maybe one more enemy. Okay, no, if you're playing the original game there is one more enemy, so be aware of that. And now you can light this bonfire. There is a NPC who appears here later to advance another quest line, but we actually haven't got him yet. He will be sitting right here. And then where we are going is up there. There's two other areas you can go into though. This one we will go to later, and you can see a different kind of enemy up there, but don't really want to mess with him right now. And another area just down there with that random dude patrolling. We're going to go there sooner than you think, but still not right now. This area can be an absolute pain or an absolute breeze depending on how you take it. You see there's a lot of blood stains there, and there is a reason for that. And you can also see someone moving about over there. You see the invisible dude? Yeah, you do not want to mess with those guys. So our plan is to run and hang to the left as much as possible. So let's go for it and hope they don't aggro. They're very good at backstabbing you, so do not stop, do not slow down, just keep going and be prepared to be followed. So come up here, and first thing you want to do is just put your shield up and watch. No one seems to have followed us, so we're okay. Come behind here, you get a free fire seed. So you can't complain about that, and you might be inclined just to walk away, but don't, because there's a merchant, and a rather important one for us, right here. You see that little head on a rock? Yep, that is a dude.
Leave me be. I like it quiet. Leave me be. What business have you here, traveller? You may call me Vengal, if I deserve a name in this sorry state. 'Tis rare to flap these gums. This is pleasant. Long ago, I was hired to defend the kingdom. I remember a long, brutal fight, and then somebody killed me. Or so I thought. I came to and found myself like this. I don't know what explains it, but it's not so bad, really. Now I watch the days go by and gaze at the night sky, thinking of the finer things, far removed from war. I'd grown weary of battle, but did not realize it until now. I know not what brings you on this journey, nor will I deign to ask. You may bear a great burden, don't we all? I prefer to stay my distance. But I want to warn you of something. My body. I see visions. My body, headless, raging without me. My body wielding my sword, a sword forged only to kill. My body will show no mercy. If you see the wretched thing, stay far away. I learn new things every day. Things never learned in battle. And, thanks to you, I've recalled the joy of conversation. If I can help you, if you require something, do speak up.
So we learned a lot there. This is Vengarl of Ferosa, and you see he died in battle round about here. His head was taken from his body, and now his body's running around rampaging. We will run into his body at some point, not too far away from here, But until then we have to deal with his head. It seems that he was cursed with the undead curse, but he didn't know that, and he had his head taken from him, and now in undeath he just sits here, a bodiless head. Now, you want to learn this gesture, which is ironically the decapitate gesture. It's a pretty good one to use in Invasion, so if you want that, make sure you get it. Before you do anything else, let's talk to him again.
I cannot lie. Sometimes I wonder what's become of the kingdom. I was a hired hand, yes, but we soldiers stared death in the eye together. And for His Highness, I am afraid. But perhaps it's for the best. We knew not what we fought for.
Interesting there that he mentioned he was a hired hand. Once we learn a little bit more about Ferosa, you'll find that a lot of their major soldiers, once the fall of the kingdom came, they actually became mercenaries. So it seems that Vengaro here was hired by someone else to fight for him. Now he mentions His Highness, and we know that this place was run by King Vendrick. So was he maybe hired by Vendrick to fight for him? He says he doesn't even know what he was fighting for, so maybe we'll never get the answer, but we can only speculate. So continue to talk to Vengaro.
I was born in Ferosa, a land in the distant east. When I was born, we were already mired in prolonged conflict with our neighbours. Eventually, our kingdom fell, and our people scattered. I've been a sellsword ever since. All I ever knew was war, and I can imagine no other way to live. What a fool I was.
So you see, he was basically one of Ferosa's finest warriors. All he cared about was war and fighting. But now, here, when he's been left bodiless, just sitting here to contemplate, he sees how silly he was. But a little bit of confirmation there that he's from Ferosa, in case you didn't know that.
I'm grateful for these peaceful days. But such contentment lies only in the here and now. Why must life be so confounding? Thank you for lending an ear to my ramblings. Here, take these. I've no use for them.
So he says take these even though he only gives you one thing, his helm. But if you keep talking to him, you get his helm, and again, if you're playing the console version, then you'll get an achievement. So, was that an enemy or a shadow? I don't even know. I should start playing offline just in case. But into the items is where we want to go. Starting over here, he has destructive great arrows, which are great/awful depending on which side of the invasion you're on. This will inflict break damage and ruin people's rings and items and stuff, so go ahead and do that if you want to. You see he holds sort of lightning items. I'm not entirely sure why. I'm not too sure if Ferosa maybe has a connection with lightning stuff. Let me check these descriptions. We see here the lightning arms were actually created in Melfia, which is a land of magic. Much the same with Pine Resin, I'm sure. Here he has the magic barrier, which was this miracle is said to shield its caster with the rock's armour. So I'm not too sure if that's meant to be Dwayne Johnson or a certain man from Dark Souls 1. We can only speculate on that. But here we have the two great things. If you want to go all out and just do a Final Fantasy VII cosplay, there's your great sword, your Buster Sword right there. It's pretty fun to use. It's actually pretty heavy damage, and it's just good fun. So if you want to, I can certainly recommend it. But the weapon we're going to use for this playthrough is this bad boy right here, the Claymore. We don't have enough to buy it just yet, so we're going to jump into our items there and ignore Vengaro. Sorry for cutting him off. Pop a Soul of a Proud Knight. That should be us covered.
Back again.
So you see it's 20 strength and 13 dex with C scaling in both, so it's pretty good.
Farewell.
Yep, thank you. And we're going to equip it. I'm not too sure what it's going to do our equip load though. It keeps us in the decent roll range, that's absolutely fine. We're going to check out his moveset in a much safer environment, so from here you want to run back out, grab this item if you feel like you want to, and again stick left. Don't stop, don't think about anything, just stick left and run like hell. I'll do a much more in-depth examination of this area whenever I feel like we'd better survive it and we're not kind of running short on time. So you want to do that, make sure you do not fall off that cliff because it can happen, I've done it myself. Into here, just look around, come up, and what do you know, bonfire. Now we're into the second part of the Shaded Woods, which is a much much more different environment. You see there's some guy stuck in stone over there, he's actually pretty significant. We don't know what's up ahead there, probably more of his kind as well as some different threats. The boss, not too far away, it's actually just up there behind that very creepy butterfly. But guys, I think this is a great stopping point right now. We're really pushing our time heading to that half hour, which just makes videos an age to upload. So I want to thank you for joining me today. We got the sword, the final weapon we're going to use for this playthrough. We made it to this part, which is the hardest part of the Shaded Woods, I would actually say. We've passed. We will go back down there eventually, I do promise. But we're on our way to the next Great Soul. It's actually not too far away beyond the next part. So I want to thank you guys for joining me today. If you have any comments about this game, this series, or my channel in general, please put it down in the comments below. You know I'll read and respond to everything you guys put there. I hope you'll join me again on this adventure for the next Great Soul. But until then, I will see you guys later. So goodbye.